desert in the great American Southwest. I bid you all good evening and or good morning, wherever you may be across this great land of ours and beyond. The Tahitian and Hawaiian Islands out west, eastward to the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands, south into South America, north all the way to the Pole, and worldwide on the internet. Thanks to Broadcast.com for the wonderful distribution, and of course, the Intel Corporation for the G2 program, which allows this incredible ability of viewers to go to my website at www.artbell.com, download the G2 program, put it into your computer, come back, click on streaming video, and you will see the program in progress as well as hear it. And the audio is excellent. Coming up in a moment, the X-Files, Chris Carter. This is one I've been waiting for a while, and I'm really looking forward to. I want to know, for one thing, where he gets these ideas, don't you? They seem to brush so close to reality. And sometimes you have to just wonder about the source a little bit. Listen, I just got a report, a very serious report from Peter Davenport at the UFO Reporting Center in Seattle, and two large commercial airliners in the southern tier of the United States, and we're not going to break it down any further than that because we want to get the FAA report, so we're not going to specifically say where, have cited a monstrous triangle. Now, I repeat, two large commercial heavies jets have cited a gigantic triangle going at a spectacular speed, and it was described as monstrous, and those are commercial pilots reporting that, folks, so there's a lot going on in the skies tonight. You might keep your eyes peeled. Also, check my website. I'm going to leave it up there for about 30 minutes. I took a picture last night of the moon, which I'm kind of proud of, and I did it with a raw video camera and just went out there and snapped it at the right time and happened to catch it. It's not easy to do when you're zoomed in that far. Take a look on the studio cam. I'll leave it up there for about a half hour. A picture of the full moon. I've never done that before, and I thought it was pretty cool. Take a look-see. Anyway, there's a lot going on in our skies. You'll be hearing more about that, but I wanted to get the news to you right away. Now, Chris Carter. In 1992, multi-award-winning producer Chris Carter began creating and developing television projects for 20th Century Fox, including The X-Files, entering now its 7th season. The worldwide cultural phenomena has won an Emmy Award and 3 Golden Globe Awards for Best Television Drama. Since its inception, this series has garnered a total of 53 Emmy Award nominations. Carter wrote and served as a producer on the series' first feature film, The X-Files, which I saw, which I'm sure most of you did, released in the summer of '98. That made over $185 million worldwide. The second installment of that feature film, a series, is currently in the planning stages, so another movie's coming. His writing additionally has garnered him an Emmy Award and Writers Guild nomination. As a director, Carter has received an Emmy nomination, award nomination, and 3 Directors Guild of America nominations. In 1996, he was named by Time magazine as one of the 25 most influential people in America. In addition to The X-Files, Carter also created and served as executive producer of the Fox series Millennium. Previously, Carter had a development deal with Walt Disney Pictures. Here is Chris Carter. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
The bad news of the day, of course, is that your newest child, Harsh Realm, has been treated very harshly and canceled after 3 episodes.
Right.
Sorry to hear it.
So am I.
Actually, even more than sorry to hear it, almost kind of angry. Now, this is not directed at Fox in particular, but it's directed at all the networks. I told you just before we got on the air, I was a big fan of Married with Children, and it ran for a year, over a decade ago, with bad reviews and bad ratings, and then it became a giant hit that was on the air for better than a decade, and now they're making decisions after three episodes. I mean, that's incredible to me. What can you say about that?
Well, it is to me as well, because I've produced over 200 hours of television for Fox, and the show, granted, didn't perform as well ratings-wise as they would have hoped, as I would have hoped. But my personal polling places where I have people who are brutally honest with me, everyone liked the show. All the indicators were good that it was, in fact, good work and could find an audience, but they just, for reasons that were political, creative, financial, and probably have more to do with what's going on at the Fox network right now, I think they pulled the plug.
So when you say political, you mean within the network, the politics within the network itself, or is there any outside influence possibly involved?
No, it's really internal.
Internal. I guess Friday nights were having a rough time of it anyway, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a tough night of television, even though that's where the X-Files started originally and built an audience. But it's a tough night because the number of viewers is low. So even if you are a winner on Friday nights, you wind up in the big tally somewhere in the middle of the pack, even with winning scores. So it's a tough night of television. It can be a great night of television, but you really, really have to work to build an audience there.
Boy, though, I tell you, with your track record, it doesn't make sense to me that they would just arbitrarily so quickly cancel it. It's just very strange. You're working on a second X-Files movie, are you?
We're thinking about it.
You're thinking about it. Did the first one, it made $185 million. That's a lot of money, but they don't say how much you spent on it.
I think the total cost of the movie, just production and everything involved in that, was something like 63 or 4 or 5 million.
Oh, well, then there'll be another one.
I think they've already spoken to me about it, of course, and I think it's just a matter of choosing what kind of story to tell.
The episode you've got coming up on November 7th, which is a very interesting date anyway, is entitled The Sixth Extinction.
Right.
Now, a lot of what you do and a lot of what I do parallel in a lot of in a lot of areas, as you're well aware, I'm sure.
Yes.
That probably has something to do with why you had me on a Millennium episode, which we will talk about. But the Sixth Extinction, there have been rumors running all rampant across the internet of something that may not be so nice that might happen on November 7th. Now, they're probably nothing but rotten rumors, but it's interesting that you would pick that date for the first show and call it The Sixth Extinction. Are you aware of those rumors? Have you heard them?
In fact, you are the first person to tell me of these rumors.
I
so
see.
Please tell me.
You don't want to know. It has something to do with astronomers and things that were seen during some objects that were seen during the total eclipse that we had. And, it would be a show for you, believe me. What is the Sixth Extinction?
Well, there have been historically, I should say, prehistorically as well, 5 great extinctions in the history of the Earth, where a great number of the plant and animal species across time have died, including the dinosaurs. And there is a predicted or projected 6th extinction by scientists, which we would fall victim to, and we play with this idea in the first and second episode of the X-Files.
Do you not wish to tell the audience from what quarter this extinction would come?
Well,
I understand you may not want to give too much away.
Well, everyone knows what we do on the X-Files and how we've dealt with extraterrestrial life in many forms, and we do here as well. We play with it in terms of its perhaps role in that extinction, capitalization on that extinction. So these things are all part of the storytelling that have been part of the 6 years going into the 7th.